today is past president, Toastmaster Alex McGriff. Alex is going to take us on a journey through his past and revisit an old icebreaker with the buzzers on this time. In his speech entitled, "This Is Me and How I Became Me." Please welcome Toastmaster Alex McGriff.
Good morning, Toastmasters. My name is Alex McGriff, as you all know. But where am I from? A lot of people here knows where I'm from. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida. Where, in my perspective, there's not a lot going on there. Most people say, oh yeah, Jacksonville, Jack's Beach, yeah. I mean, that's the only thing. I grew up in a household of 5 siblings. I had 2 sisters and 3 brothers. And yes, I was the youngest.
No, I knew it.
I was the youngest. And believe me, I was tortured. And back in the early 90s, well, I'm gonna say early 90s, but around the time I was born, 1990, wrestling was a big thing. WCW, WWF, you know, the old wrestlers, Hollywood Hogan, all that stuff. Yeah, so I relived all that. I don't know if you guys know some of these wrestling moves, but I'll name a few. The Boston Crab, where they wrap your feet up and sit on your back and pull your feet like this. And I was put in a numerous amount of these moves and was told to say mommy every time. Every time. But for the most part, I grew up as a happy kid, although I was tortured by my older siblings. And I had all this energy I didn't know what to do with. And I was pretty much by myself for the most part, because all my siblings was either 5, 10 years older than me. So I had to figure out what to do with all this energy. I had to figure out what to do with myself. Sometimes I found myself running around the house just screaming, just to get all the energy. And my parents thought there was something wrong with me. But there was nothing wrong with me. I just had all this energy. And like I said before, I was a happy kid for the most part. All the way up to the age of 14. 14, and my parents dropped the D word on me. And if you don't know what the D word is divorce. And I used to see these things on television, like, you know, the whole soap opera or movies, you know, parents getting divorced and how it affects the kids. And I used to always think, like, all those kids being such babies. I mean, yeah, your parents are splitting up, but it's not a big deal. Like, but me watching it on television versus living it, oh yeah, it was just completely different. When my parents dropped the divorce on me, and my older siblings, they was already gone, so they didn't really care. But I did. I was like, man, like I felt a pain that I never felt before. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, and also I wasn't as of a bright student in school as well. So again, they thought something was wrong with me, but it was that I was expecting. But this was a turning point in my life where I had to become a man, because I was like the age of 14. So anybody who knows divorces, it costs us a lot of money. And I mean, it wasn't coming out of my pocket. But it was coming out of my pocket because I had to get a job. I mean, I didn't have to pay any bills in a household or for my mom, but I had to pay my own bills. I'm 14, why do I have bills? So I started washing cars for about $10 to $20 a pop. And man, it was hard work. For $20 a day, oh my gosh. I was like, man, I gotta figure out how to make more money because, you know, I'm at school, everybody's wearing the latest stuff, you know, the Jordans, the FUBU, and like, let me just name some of the top urban wear, San John, Echo, like all these top brands that costed 80 to 100 bucks for just a pair of pants. And back then, I used to wear a 3X, a 4X, and I was skinnier than this. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a wild ride. But I started washing cars, then I started shoe shining. And then I worked in a restaurant called Chili's. And then when I graduated high school, I moved to Orlando and started serving. And I still had this Jacksonville lingo where I was from. This, I don't want to say it. I'm going to say it. I had this ghetto lingo. So when I served tables, it came off as a little harsh. I mean, I didn't go to a table and say, "Welcome to Chili's, what do you want?" Like, I didn't say anything like that. I had to clean that up. So I had to do a lot of self-development on my own to look in the mirror to work on certain things to kind of, I won't say kind of, but to get by pretty much. So I worked in the restaurant industry, and of course, that's where I met my advisor, Bonnie Patterson. We both worked in the restaurant industry. And then I got bored. And I went into the entrepreneurship. I don't know a profession I haven't done. I was a network marketer. I was a real estate agent. I was an insurance agent. What else? Yeah, I was a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah, I want to say, I wasn't a famous smell model, but I did really dabble through it. So, in case you guys think, oh yeah, like, you dress nice. I mean, I kind of got my style through developing that aspect as well. But overall, it's been a hard journey. But who says entrepreneurship is going to be, or life is going to be easy? I mean, you have your trials and tribulations, but you get through them. And one thing about me, I always stay positive. I push through anything that I have trouble with. And going through those life experiences in different professions, it made me who I am today.